keep our NHS public in 2005 under a Labour government, because we were horrified at what Labour were doing to the health service. And under the guise of patient choice, they really introduced the private sector in a peripheral way. And we said, and they said, oh look, it's only about 5% of the service that's being delivered. And we said, but yes, you don't get it. You're going to lose the next election. And when you lose the next election, you have undone the screws on the NHS, so the Tories can just march in and take it to pieces really quickly, which of course is exactly what happened. The Lib Dems, you know, what can you say? It's a shameful. You know, anybody here vote Lib Dem? Oh, me, you know, oh, dreadful. Yeah, never again. What a disgraceful bunch. And I went to meet some of them. I went to meet some of the Lib Dem peers. And you could see from the way they squirmed around in their seats, they felt really embarrassed about what was happening. But they sold out. And I finger them as the worst of all the politicians, quite frankly. The Tories you expect to behave like Tories, and that's not a surprise. But for the Lib Dems to go along with this, it could never have happened without them. For the Tory minority government, they would never have got this through. And the whole story is in here. Of course, Charles West's written a very good chapter about it. In particular, the tragic, defection and blathering of Shirley Williams, I just think, shocked so many people.
A great public servant was.
That she carried on like that. And what was interesting for me, editing this book, was I wrote the chapter about the medical establishment doing so badly, but when I came to read the chapter about the Lib Dems, they did exactly the same thing as the medical establishment did. The leaders did not listen to what the grassroots were saying. They got up to every trick in the book. And it was an absolute disgraceful betrayal of that never mind democracy in the country, of the internal democracy within the Lib Dems and, from my point of view, within the medical establishment.
It illustrates, everybody, all